In a normal week, I sometimes wake up late, sometimes I have a sleep in, sometimes I get up early, sometimes I push the snooze button, and sometimes my alarm goes off and I'm still in deep sleep. But I want to learn to wake up without an alarm and still feel energetic. So I did some research how I can learn to wake up without an alarm. I read you can wake up with just determination, saying to yourself what time you want to get up just before you go to sleep. First, I had to choose a time when I want to get up. I wanted to get up quite early, so I chose 6:06 a.m. And before sleeping, I tried to tell my body to wake up at this time. 6:06. And the next morning, I suddenly was wide awake. I looked on the time and it was 4:07. It was 2 hours earlier than I wanted to wake up and I felt really stressed. I was still very tired, so I went back to sleep. I tried again the next night and the same happened. I woke up 1.5 hours early and felt stressed and went back to sleep. I decided this technique doesn't work, so I went to do some more research. Soon I came across the words inner clock and circadian rhythm. Nowadays most people live in a social jet lag, so they have to get up when they have to go to work or to school, so they have to set an alarm. But it's in conflict between the social time and the biological time. To be able to wake up without my alarm, I have to find my natural sleep cycle. So first I had to find out how many hours I approximately need per night. You can find it out based on your experiences or you write a journal. On you, I need approximately 7 hours to feel energetic and refreshed. As I still wanted to get up at 6:06 a.m. in the morning, I counted backwards 7 hours when I have to go to bed. And this is about 11 p.m. It's possible to train the inner clock, so I set an alarm at 6:06 so my body gets used to getting up at this time. And starting from this night I went to bed at 11 p.m. and set my alarm at 6:06 a.m. At the beginning, waking up at 6:06 I didn't feel especially tired, but I didn't feel especially energetic neither. There are more factors that help to train your inner clock. I avoided to snooze because the brain is getting confused because it thinks it's evening again. One of the most important functions of the circadian rhythm is to regulate when we sleep and when we wake. If we face daylight, we have a higher level of energy. When it becomes dark, we're getting sleepy. To wake up early, it's important to get some early morning light, so I opened the curtains to get this daylight. Because also our REM, our rapid eye movement, has to be consistent. So if you're at the end of an REM cycle and you wake up, and you're thinking you're getting more sleep when you hit the snooze button, but it's not true. You're basically throwing off your circadian rhythm. I also didn't use any electronic devices after 8 p.m. because you have melatonin, your sleep hormone. And it should rise as cortisol falls. And in the morning, melatonin should fall as cortisol rises. For example, the stress of watching a TV show increases cortisol and depresses melatonin. So now I spend my evenings quiet, blue light free, peaceful, reading a book. I also exercised regularly in the morning, because this shifts the inner clock and helps to reset the circadian rhythm. Side effect, you already feel really proud of you in the morning. Most important is to establish a routine and keep a sleep schedule, even on weekends. For a couple more days I continued going to bed at 11 p.m. and getting up with my alarm at 6:06. And today I suddenly woke up. I opened my eyes, I looked at the time and it was 5:37. So it was still half an hour early, but I felt super refreshed and ready to do anything. Let's try if I can get closer to 6:06. And then there came in my mind my technique from my first and second day. So additionally, in the evening I tried to tell my body to wake up at 6:06 and then I went to sleep. And the next morning I woke up at 5:57. I just felt awake no matter if it was early or late. It was just great. And this morning I felt something for the first time. I was still sleeping, but it felt like my brain tried to connect with the other parts of my body. My eyes were still closed, but then my body sent a question to my brain. It was, do you want to wake up or sleep? And the key is to say at this moment, I want to wake up. From now on, this happened every morning. And every morning I answered the question with, I want to open my eyes. I established my circadian rhythm. I could wake up without an alarm. Now I tried to get closer to 6:06 because this was my goal. I tried the following nights and I always woke up between 6 and 6:05. That's the time when my inner clock sets the alarm now every morning. 6:03. The next Sunday came, I had turned off all the alarms, but they were still my inner clock. I woke up at 6:03. Where's the